So Jim, oftentimes I wear a consultative hat in my role for a lot of the C-level agency executives as well as information security officers, and the range falls under the category of people, process, and technology. I won't say the culture word, but we could call it layer 8, if you will.
That's
so
right.
The layer 8 problem oftentimes exists. It can range from the way in which we contract for technology and services. It creates challenges because it crosses organizational boundaries, and we don't always have consistency in terms of understanding whose responsibility cybersecurity really is, because it can cross four or five different groups. In terms of technology areas that are challenges going forward, with the entrant of, as the Colonel mentioned, whether you want to call it network of things or Internet of Things, these new areas of responsibility are starting to raise concern at the C-level across organizations, different agencies, et cetera, that are starting to look at these as potential new threat vectors. And then finally, I think it really comes down to interoperability, right? At the end of the day, the largest challenge most organizations have is we tend to be very reactive to the threat of the day, and oftentimes will overreact and invest in additional tools. In the industry, we call it tool sprawl. As Joe mentioned, we work very diligently to provide as much integration between our capabilities as possible so that we don't put the burden on the customer. That still exists today in the agencies themselves. They've acquired technologies over the years that then forces them to become their own systems integrator, and they don't always get the results they want. So I still see that as a challenge today. Interoperability going forward, though, is something, a key area that we're working on. I know Joe and his organization is working on, and we're trying to standardize the method by which tools actually communicate with one another.
Yeah.